The first thing people normally ask us when they meet us for the first time and learn that we've been married 37 years, well, almost 37 years in 2 weeks, is what's the secret? And to that we always say,
you're watching the Bear Pantry Show.
He always says that. He always says, I shut my mouth. I don't speak up in the marriage. I always say it's the 3 P's. And people are intrigued. I said that to Sherry Shepherd. Wait, don't tell them what it is. I said that to Sherry Shepherd when I first encountered her on Periscope. She used to be on Periscope all the time. Thousands of people would be in her chat, but I would grab her attention all the time under the name The Bear Pantry Show. I'm sure it's the name to a degree, but the things that I would tell her, like one day she said, really, how do you know if somebody really loves you? And I said, it's the 3 P's. And she would say, Bear Pantry Show? What do you mean the 3 P's? So go, Joe, do you know the 3 P's?
You take one and you two. Protection.
Okay. He doesn't know the other 2.
Provision, you take the other one.
Promotion. And there's another P, pleasure. There's another P, pleasure. So you have to have a desire to promote the person, a willingness to provide for the person, a passion to protect, and a passion to pleasure. And that's for anybody. It doesn't just mean intimate relationships like spouses. It's parent and children. It is friends, cousin name, whatever. If you really love somebody and you care about them, you're going to want to provide for them. You're going to want to promote them in everything that they're doing. You're going to want to protect them, especially protect people's name, right, Joe? And you're going to want to please them, honestly. So if you find out that there's somebody in your life and you don't want to do none of those P's, disconnect. If you have somebody in your life and they're not doing none of that for you.
You see, folks, it used to be 3 P's. Now we add 1 more.
You know, I remember that one for a while.
Pleasure.
He got orange from his tree. So guys, guess what happened? I feel brand new today, 2 days after taking the booster for shingles. Praise God, because the first one kicked me down for 2 weeks with my energy. So my energy is back. I'm ready to fight. And look what I made.
What you call it, crazy
This
bread?
is a crazy bread. Bite your tongue. This is a star bread. My bread is beautiful. So I got this recipe from my favorite YouTuber, chef, cook, whatever he calls himself, Preppy Kitchen. I like this guy so much, Joe, that I have a whole playlist at my page of his videos. You guys, I want you to go over to his page, but don't be rude and just say, Barbara from the Bear Pantry Show adores you. We would love to see a collab with you and her. And by the way, she made one of your breads. I'm going to go tag it to and go, I made your bread, right? So this is a star bread. He had me at cinnamon sugar. This bread uses cinnamon sugar. So let me tell you how we do it. First of all, we need this. Ooh. This thing is 32 years old.
Why don't you just tilt the camera and say, I got to pick this
I don't want to detect, the camera has good lighting on her face right now, Joe. So this thing is 32 years old. My Uncle Les and his wife, they're both gone. Gave it to me, well, to us, but me, because I'm the one that does the breads. When Jory was 4 months old, that Christmas 1991, and now Jory is 32. So this is 32 years old. I very seldom use it because it squeals and hollers a lot. Joe needs to grease it or do something for it. Plus, it's, where's the other one? This one. The paddle, the whole plastic thing came off, and I don't want to be eating metal and metal. So I think I need to replace this, but these are expensive to replace, you know.
You got a hook? Where's the hook?
I used it for the bread.
Oh, okay.
I used the bread. So it has the whisk, the hook, and the thing for the bread. And this is KitchenAid brand, of course, and I'm going to tag it below in case you guys want to buy one. I very seldom use it on my show because it's noisy right now. And also a lot of people don't own one, and I don't want you to feel put off from making bread because, well, I don't own one of those things that Barbara has. The guy says you can use the hand mixer like what I use for the cakes and use the hook that comes with it. But the 2 hand mixers that I have, none of them came with a hook. They came with a whisk, but not a hook. But they do have those, and they're not too pricey, right? I'll put one below for you guys to go back to Amazon or maybe Walmart. I don't know what I'm going to tag today. Just check below the video to see what I tag through YouTube, and check the description to see what I tag back to Amazon. See, the dog want to come in now because she's not crazy no more because the wind stopped. Can you let her in for a second, babe? The guy was specific about the flour, so it is all-purpose flour, but he said, you know how when I measure flour, or when you measure flour, you scoop it and you level it off. We don't shake it or pat it down. He don't even want you to do that. He wants you to fluff up the flour in the bin and then shovel it in with a spoon into your cup and then level it off. And he said 3 3/4 cup, and he says it's very, very you have to be specific about the flour with this bread or it's gonna get too stiff, right? So he would rather you use a scale. So I grabbed out my scale and measured a bowl first. That's how you do it, right, Joe? You measure the bowl first to get the weight, and I got the weight in grams. Then he said put 450 grams. So I added 450 to that. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
Yeah, put the bowl and zero it out.
I'm dumb.
Then you add in your flour.
Is that how you do it for real? Because I didn't see him tell me the weight of his bowl. You can zero it out?
Yeah.
Well, I took the weight of the bowl.
Okay, that's good.
And then I added the 450 to that weight. And it was supposed to come to like 916 grams.
Well, not good.
I went to like a little bit over 1,000. So I'm like, this is not measured correctly. So I took out some to get it to what it's supposed to be, right? And I set that flour aside and I kept the amount of flour here. And so then I hate this kind of bread where you have to heat up the milk first, because he doesn't tell you if you heat it up from room temperature or if you heat it up from cold, right? So I heated mine up from cold and I put it in this 1 cup measuring cup. So the cup is tall. So when I did 30 seconds at high and my microwave goes to like 1200, what do they call it? Watts? For the temperature? How high it goes? Because most microwave is like 800 to 1000. Mine is 1200, right? So, and I do it on power 10. Like what they say on YouTube, I'm gonna run it on 10. I ran it on 10. And I did 30 seconds and the top of the milk was hot. Really hot to touch, like I couldn't keep my finger in it. But when I put the thermometer in, it didn't give me nothing near the 110, or it has to go from 105 to 115, and I like 110 for me. It didn't do it. So I knew the bottom of that milk was cold. So then I did it another 15 seconds, no, another 30 seconds. So that's a whole minute. And when I did the thermometer again, it still didn't come up to the temperature I wanted. So then I poured it out in a bowl. And then I gave it 15 more minutes. I think had I poured it in that bowl originally, maybe it only needed the 1 minute and not take it in, out, in, out, in, out to test it. But rule of thumb, if you don't have a thermometer, touch it with your finger. If you can get your finger in there and it's hot, but you can't leave your finger in it, it's hot enough. Then I poured, so now the milk is already in the bowl, so I added the yeast, and he said 1 little packet. You know how the yeast come by 3? I don't buy my yeast like that. I buy it by the pound. I buy 2 pounds. It lasts me 2 years in a glass jar. My mother-in-law told me to put it in a glass jar with a metal lid, because if you put it in plastic containers, that plastic lid will sweat back into the yeast, get it wet, and it'll go bad. This yeast that I have left is seeing its time. I can see that my breads kind of move lazy nowadays with that yeast, but it is what it is. I'm going to use it till it's done. Then I'm going to buy more. I'll put a link in the description to, wait a second. Put a link in the description to he has like OCD, ADD, elemental P. He got some, my mom said he got some kind of D wrong with him. So I need to take a picture for that for my thumbnail. So anyways, put 1 tablespoon of yeast is 1 packet, thereabouts. And I didn't put any sugar because the sugar goes later. And milk has sugar built in already, so it'll be fine. His didn't foam up really foamy, but mine did, Joe. Mine foamed up after I just complained about my yeast. Foamed up. So I poured that yeast mixture into the bowl, and then I add all the other ingredients one at a time. The sugar, I'm gonna put the ingredients down below for you guys, right? And he added salt and melted. I don't know that I wanted to add the salt because my butter is salted, but I did it this time. And he melted 5 tablespoons of butter. And if you notice, the butter that we get from Costco right now has the tablespoons measured out. Cut it, melted it, throw all that stuff in there. And then I started to add half the flour from the part that I divided out. And I could see that it was still soupy and sticky, so I added the next half. And then after that, I started to add that remaining flour that I thought I wouldn't need because of using the scale, right? And that was perfect. It is 3 3/4 cups of flour if you measure it the way I measured it, fluff it up, do the stuff, right? So then I pulled it out. It's nice and elastic. That's the good thing about using a machine with a dough hook. It gets really elastic. And he says you can do it with a wooden spoon too, but I didn't want to chance that. And then I made it into a ball. I put it in an oiled bowl, turned it over so all of it got oil, covered it up with this pretty cloth from my mother-in-law, put it in the oven. The oven is not lit, okay? Every time I wrap things up and put it in the oven, it's not lit. I'm just getting it away from draft. I wonder, Joe. Oh my God. My oven has a proof. Joe, look. My oven has a proof button. Did you see it?
Yeah, proof me.
That you could put dough in there and press proof and it'll make it raise faster. Why have I? Do you guys know how to use that?
You mean after 50 years, it just like...
Shut up! Shut up! My God, it has a proof button. Anyways, I left it in there for an hour. He says sometimes you might need more than an hour. I only needed the hour. I mashed it out and I cut it into 4 equal pieces, rolled them into balls, and then I started to roll 1 ball out each at a time like a flour tortilla. You didn't see me do that part, huh, babe? I melted some butter, brushed some on in the middle. Don't put it on the edge because you want the edge to stick. He said to make cinnamon sugar, he said half a cup of sugar to 1 tablespoon of cinnamon powder. And I mixed it all up and I split it into 3 and it worked out to be 3 tablespoons each in each of my bowls. But honestly, guys, it was too much. It was really too much cinnamon sugar for me. So I went ahead and sprinkled the cinnamon sugar on the first layer. Then I rolled out the second layer and put it on top. And you can stretch it to make it match. Do I need a pastry mat? Because on a pastry mat it has the circles to the sizes that you need so you could get the exact size, like if you're doing pies or stuff like that, or tortilla. I think I need one of those. I have a sewing mat, but I don't have a pastry mat. So then I measured it out. Stop pulling your foot. I'm telling you, he likes to pull that shoes.
I can't stand up for too long.
So I put the 4 layers, layer after layer after layer, and then he says grab a cookie cutter and put it in the middle, but don't press down. If Joe was here, he would have pressed down. Then you cut it into 4, then into 8, and then into 16. Then you grab 2 at a time and you twist it 3 times outwards from each other. 1, 2, 3, and close off the ends. And you do that right around and around and around, and the green grass grew all around, right? And then you cover it up and let it rise for about another half hour. And then after that, you put some egg wash, and he did the whole egg with a tablespoon of water, so I did the same thing. And then you bake it at 375. I think he might have said 20 minutes. I went 25. I think I went a little bit too much. It's not burnt though. It's not burnt. So what I'm gonna do now is pause to go set it up pretty to take a thumbnail, and then take a thumbnail with my face. And then when I come back, we're gonna be tasting this, okay? Give me a second.
Cinnamon bun.
Or monkey bread, but like a more highfalutin one. It tastes just like monkey bread.
Not bad.
I wouldn't put the salt next time though, because my butter is salted. But if you're using an unsalted butter, he says you could grate the zest of an orange or something in there too. I wouldn't like that. It's lighter than a monkey bread.
Not bad.
But in the same vibe. I think I could do it on hand.
Not bad.
Joe? I think I could do that by hand. I don't think I need the bread maker. So my darling, how are you enjoying your December?
Very good.
You know what I like about our relationship? Is that even though we're one unit, we're also our own individuals. Like you get up in the morning and you do what you love to do, which is your woodwork. I think that table came out good. You guys go see it at Joe's page.
Alright.
He made a we're not gonna call it a coffee table. From here on in, it's gonna be called a cocktail table. We don't drink no coffee. We don't drink no cocktail. It's a table to rest your foot on. Put the remotes.
If I got 1 solid piece of wood instead of a joint 2 piece together.
Join 2 piece where? What are you talking about?
To get the thickness, it's 2 pieces
of the leg?
Yeah, 2 by 4, and the upper part is 2 pieces.
That's what's bothering you? I didn't even see that.
It's not.
I thought you were talking about the little slices you had to put on the top.
Not top of the slice. I will see the gap, a little gap in between. That's not professionally done.
Well, now that you told me now, I see it, but I didn't see it before. So I asked Jada you think your friend want the cocktail table? And she says, well, somebody else had offered him one for free, but the person who was supposed to deliver it, it's all friends, didn't bring it. And I said, look, let me still tell this. Me no want to give him my cocktail table. And then come for find out, say, he throw it in a corner.
I work too hard on
because somebody else give him one and him really want. Joe worked too hard on that. He not have to come here and sit at the table and say, oh my God, that is so pretty, I want that. Now going right now my living room, can be greedy with my thing when my man make for me. I told you I was gonna talk Creole in one of the videos.
Folks, if you see me eat, see,
Well, you know talk Creole. Talk Creole.
Folks say I eat all of this. I eat all.
That's not Creole.
I eat all. I mean,
Joe has a mindset that he would look at a big fat lizard just now. You the raise that lizard there or something?
I'm my friend.
Are you feeding them?
I'm my friend.
He said the lizard are for his friend.
When I sit out here, they come on my foot and they look at me and we talk and they do like this to me. And I do that.
That's why they name Maklala. Maklala. Is that orange for your tree? Not bad.
They're not afraid of me at all. We just, when I sit outside, we just talk. We just head shake.
That's why the marriage work. When the man can't talk to me, talk to lizard. You talk to Maklala. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment. And what else, Joe? Like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment. What?
Like, subscribe, comment.
I said
share.
everything. I said everything. Like, share. I said the 4. I said it so quick. All right, guys. Bye.
Bye, people.
You guys, this is the Christmas when I got the what do you call the thing? The KitchenAid. This is the Christmas. This is that side of the family. See me right there in the middle. Let me show you what Jory got that Christmas. He was 4 months old. That's a little toy from my uncle and his wife. And then Joshua got this little announcing radio thingy. And look at Joshua, Jay. Look at Joshua. He was on Uncle Les's chopper. Yes. Memories.
This is the Beth Country Show.